There we go. There we go. Yay! Hi, everybody. I was wondering if that was going to actually work or not. So let's see. I think we've got everything's good here. So yeah, okay. Hi guys. Hi guys and everything. So and my friend Courtney has already gotten onto the stream, I see. Hey Court. So this is a very like impromptu live stream and everything. So because I literally have nothing planned except just to talk about the book. So well, Courtney, if you have questions, definitely just put them in the comments and I'll answer them as best as I can. So can you hear me? Can you hear me good? I think you can, but it has been a day. It has totally been a day. So, but I see Courtney's already on here. Yep, yeah, she can hear. Okay, yeah. So, I've already got two of these. I've already got two people for the books and everything. Haley and Abby are the only ones that I've got for my book and everything. So, yeah. So, for Abby, all right, so that's one done for Abby Denon, who I actually went to school with when we were both at Townley in middle school. And then one for my coworker, Haley. I don't know if she actually is going to be on the live stream, but I will go ahead and just do one for her. I should be playing music. I just realized that. We can be playing music. Of course, I don't think you guys will be able to hear it considering I am wearing a mic, but let me see if I can, because what am I doing on YouTube? I don't need to be on YouTube. I need to be on YouTube Music. So no, I will be doing Fantasy Core. I guess that works. I guess that's sort of apropos. Oh, I should be playing the playlist for Arboriah Lux after the song.
the woman I love. Down by the witch with gold. She was Nancy Mulligan, and I was William. She took my name.
Courtney, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about this particular song, or are you talking about the playlist? Wait a second. Are you wanting are you wanting the playlist that I did for Arboriah Lux, or are you wanting the Fantasy Core playlist? The playlist for which one, though? Fantasy Core or Arboriah Lux? Why are you being... wait, I was about to ask, why are you being difficult? There you go. Thank you. I was about to have an aneurysm because I couldn't figure out which one you were talking about. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Let me... Because it's really all the way down here on the list. Golly, I forgot how many... there we go. Okay, this is not in any particular order or anything. This is just what I was listening to whenever I was writing the book, doing revisions, stuff like that. And if my cam is wobbly or anything, it's because I have you on like a very unsteady platform. And also, when I said that this is my headboard, I was serious. This is my headboard. So we are actually on my bed right now. Just this is my backdrop. So there we go.
I'm bleeding out. So if the last thing that I do is bring you down, I bleed out.
Can you hear that okay?
So I bare my skin and I count my sins and I close my eyes and I take it in. I'm bleeding out. I'm bleeding out for you. For you. When the day has come and I've lost my way around and the seasons stop and hide beneath the ground, when the sky turns gray and everything's screaming, I'll reach inside just to find my heart.
Oh.
You tell me to hold on. You tell me to hold on.
Interesting. I just had an idea. Hold on a second. I hate this mic just because of this. Okay, so hold on a second.
Hopelessness sinking in the wolves all cry to feel the night with horror in when your eyes are red and emptiness, so you know with the darkness fed I will be your scarecrow.
Okay, that was interesting. Hold that thought.
I'm bleeding. cards all fold in the same.
No, but that is a daggum.
Made of gold when your dreams all fail and the wrongs we held are the worst of all. When the bloods run stale, I wanna hide the truth, I wanna shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere we can hide. No matter what we breed, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come, this is my kingdom come. When you put my feet, look into my eyes, it's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too close. It's the inside. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Hymns call it so last of all. When
I found some hidden treats.
out, all the sinners crawl, so they dug.
I found some hidden treats.
Masquerade, calling out, rescue me.
So,
Don't wanna let you down, but I am.
turn this off and turn this down real quick. What is going on? I'm getting odd notifications. Is this from? Okay. Okay, then. So, I was looking for Arboriah Lux, and I actually did find the manuscripts and everything. Specifically, these two manuscripts. Those are the, this is draft 1 and then draft 2, and then draft 2 actually takes place in the latter half of this because I was psychotic. So I actually a lot of paper left in this one, so I went crazy. So. But I found what I believe to be, yep, this is a story that I had come up with a while back, that was about, and Courtney, I think actually you remember this. How many composition notebooks did Lux fill? Okay, so for Arboriah Lux and everything, this was the first composition notebook. It ended about, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it. Because there was an actual end to this. Hold on. Okay, so it originally ended right here. Let's see if I can see right there. So, and then I had all of this, and then I had that much left over in this book and everything. So that was that. When I finished Arboriah Lux, I actually went through the entire, all of the pages that I had written and everything, and I went absolutely psychotic. I went through with a blue ballpoint Bic pen, and I made my revisions in this notebook. Now, when I went about rewriting it, I had this to do, and I actually finished the entirety of this, and didn't even get to the end of, I believe it was, okay, so it was the end of chapter 16 where this ended, because I went again psychotic with writing everything, because I wrote everything in like tremendous detail, and then through the last bit of this I wrote the rest of draft 2, and I think I actually know what this is. Yep, this is it. Because I had actually run out of room in this book and everything. I had run out of the rest of the pages in this book, and then I went to actually write on other pages from, I think, a different notebook. So yeah, and I didn't want to get rid of these because these will forever be a treasure of mine. I'm actually thinking about gluing these two spines and gluing these two pages covers together. But I may not do that. I may just like put them away in like a safe place just to go back and look back on my progress and everything, because this was really important. And I don't know why my camera is shaking so much. I'm not moving that much. But yeah, Courtney, I hope that actually answers your question. Who else do we have on live stream? Person number 2, can you please put your can you please comment on the chat, please, so we can know who's joining us? Of course, I think I actually may know who it is. I think it actually may be my dad. So, but oh, I forgot that I have both versions of this on here. I've got the Dan Stevens version, and then I've got the it was Dan Stevens and then the Josh Groban. I'm always a sucker for Josh Groban, but I'm not going to have you go through. There we go. But who else do we have on the live stream? I don't think it's Angie. It may actually be my dad. But yeah, Courtney, I actually save most of my manuscripts actually. And it's sort of just a habit of mine, because I've gotten to the point where it's like I like looking back on to see how much I've actually progressed in everything. So, and that goes the same for each and every fan fiction I have ever written since I was in college. So, and unfortunately, you, Courtney, know everything about the fan fictions I was writing. Well, some of them, not all of them. I will say this: my fan fiction game got really, really intense there when I was in college. Even when I had actually left college to go to come back and go to Jasper. So. I support this. Looking back can be very motivational and inspiring. Yeah, that was what I was going for and everything. And anyone who knows me knows for a fact that I have been wanting to be a writer for a very long time, and especially anyone who knew me in childhood and everything. And of course, if you talk to my mother and my father, they will tell you I've been writing stories and drawing since I was like 5 or 6 years old. So that was sort of just something I've always wanted to do. So, but yeah, but the other two. So when I was looking for these and everything, I actually found two particular stories that I was writing a year ago, and it's really odd and everything because I actually don't remember writing these, but looking back, it's like, yep, that's definitely my handwriting. One of them in particular does not have a title page to it. But I do remember the premise of the story, and I think Courtney, you actually remember this one too. This one's about the. Oh, please tell me I've got a picture of her. I do. Oh my gosh, I do. Courtney, you're not gonna believe what I just found. I just found some of our old sketches and everything for this. Oh my god, do you remember this? This is the character. I forget her name. What was her name? Do you remember? Put the name down in the comments below. If I don't find it first, hold on. Don't say "oh God." Do not say "oh God." This is a wonderful story. I just never had the opportunity to go back and look through it. Yes, it's the Reaper. But what was her name? She doesn't name herself. Hold on a second. Here it is. Azure Green. Do you remember Azure Green? We thought it was, the thing about it is that it was supposed to be ironic because of how her hair was. Her hair was black, but it had the blue and purple stripe in her bangs. And her very shaggy bangs and everything. Yeah, this is that story. I totally forgot about it. I'm so glad I found it. I may add this to my already growing list of story ideas and everything, of stories that I'm working on. Wow. And I had already started writing on this and everything. Oh, we've got 2 new people. Okay. So, we've got 2 new people. Need to go back for that one. Yeah, we definitely do. Okay, so we've got 2 new people up on the live stream. Can you guys comment your names and everything? Of course. Hey, Michael. I should have known it was you. Yes, please don't embarrass me, please. You just missed it. We found a story that I was writing when I was in high school. And Courtney actually helped me out with some of these sketches and everything. And yeah, we had some fun times with this one. And oh my God, Courtney. Oh God, no, not. Hi, Andrew. I guess I should have known that you two would come on here to torment me on behalf of the entire group. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. How does our happiness endure through the darkest of our troubles? Love is beauty. Love is pure. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Okay. So, yeah. This is what... do you remember... Okay, so Courtney, do you remember me drawing this? Do you remember that? Oh, thank you about the playlist. I actually had this revised when I was working on that and a few others and everything. So, but yeah, I found this little beauty. So yeah, that was fun. This is actually probably one of my more better sketches when I was drawing creatures and everything. This is around the same time that I was drawing creatures for Ghosts of Birchwood Hollow. Do you remember the Scorper demon that I drew on the computer and everything, and it like freaked our Spanish teacher out, or technically our computer teacher, because we didn't have a Spanish teacher in our first year? Yeah, that person. So, but this is gonna be absolutely chaotic. And Courtney, I don't mean to embarrass you or anything, but I found one of your sketches. Yes, with the coagulated blood. Yeah, Courtney, I found one of your sketches in here. Can I? Do I have permission to show it? It was one of your fast sketches that we used to do when we were in class. Can I show it? You ain't gotta do it to me, but sure. It's not bad or anything. I think that we were talking about this when we were doing this when we were talking about the Angel Remiel and everything. Because if I remember correctly, this is the one where Remiel actually shows up for the first time. I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to go through this and actually look through it again. But this... Do you remember that sketch? I just love the fact that you wrote in a little cloud and a little cloud bubble muffled singing sound. That was a treat. But besides those two and everything, I actually found The Intermediary, and I forget the premise behind this, but I was writing this a year ago. And apparently I didn't get very far on it. Oh. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this and everything. Okay, so The Intermediary and everything was supposed to be like sort of an apocalypse sort of thing, and it was very, very weird because it was like, okay, you've got heaven on one side and then you've got hell on the other, but there was supposed to be an intermediary between the two because of some ancient law. I can't remember the exact mythology I'd wrote out for it, but yeah, that's just about how my brain goes. I didn't actually get a chance to write any more on this. I never wrote down any notes for this. But enough about that. Let's talk to our two new people, Michael, Andrew. How are you guys? Probably just enjoying me talking, I'm guessing. So. Oh, some of these right here too. Oh, no, that one's blank. Rewrite for Kokuto. That was Wiz here. Yeah, it's been a while. Really has been hectic. I bet and everything. How I'm curious to ask how well today was for you business wise, but we're all here to relax and everything. So I was going to be drinking my usual writer cocktail of blackberry wine and Sprite, but I decided to just go with regular water. So I'm not here because I was in Blue's room. Okay, then. Oh God, I know what Michael's going to get. Michael, remember to put the Sprite in first, and then just ebb the wine in. Don't do one part. Don't do one part equal of each. You're probably not even listening to me. You're probably just. Oh God. Had I known you were gonna do this, I would have actually shown you guys how I do it. But good Lord, this is gonna be hectic. Oh God. All wine 100%. Oh God, no, Courtney, no. Add the molten salt. Oh God, this is reading just like a D&D campaign. Reading just like a D&D campaign. Just wow. You guys were crazy. Courtney, if you don't already, if you probably already know who these people are, because you are in the exact same group with us for the D&D server and for my Discord server for the channel and everything. So glad to know everyone's just here and getting along. Don't know what that makeup brush was doing out. I thought I put it all away. I need to save these. I know this song. The song is for a Silas. This is the song that I had for a Silas and Lux. Apropos, I'm holding a blue rose for all this because blue is my favorite color. Well, time can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go. So, was never the right time. Courtney, if you just did that for my like bullcrap singing and everything, you need to get your hearing checked. I am not that good of a singer. I just love this song though. This song is absolutely perfect for Lux and Silas. Speaking of the World Arboriah Lux, this is the first draft of Seraphim, and I'm almost done with it. Sort of. I've got this much to go. And I was supposed to be writing on some of it today because I just got done with a very important scene. So. Was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, I said before, and I actually do need to write this down, that I was keeping a track. Is this? Oh, it is just the wrong one. Okay, so I need to add the intermediary and come up with an important scene. Well, it is because it's a very important plot point. Not that kind of plot, Courtney. I know what kind of brain you have. It's not that kind of plot. Well, like I can't spoil anything. I will not spoil anything.
Was there something I could have said
Smack
about
slams.
you?
Courtney, what is wrong with you?
Make you feel so worthless, so
Only adds meaning to music. Flying Irish 66, and that would be my dad, ladies and gentlemen. So that was pretty simple. So I'm trying to remember. Courtney, did I ever come up with a name for this, or do you know? I was looking at another one that's up there that also has to do with Grim Reaper, but I used some of the elements for that for Seraphim and everything. So can't remember. That one was the Contra Malum Chronicles. But I used something similar to that when talking about Seraphim and the Cathedral organization. This one, I don't think I ever actually came up with a name for it. Huh. Oh, yeah, this was definitely a work in progress and everything. God. So much. This one was unique and everything because it was the Grim Reaper that didn't like... that she liked hitchhiking everywhere. But I don't remember why that was specifically why she liked the... I don't remember why she specifically liked hitchhiking. But apparently I did make a good enough headway in it. This was how much that I wrote. God, my handwriting was so small. Oh my God, I think I actually know what number 2 pencil, what mechanical pencil I was using for this too. So, oddly enough, I think it's the mechanical pencil that broke. No! This was I wrote this with the mechanical pencil that I had like stitched together with duct tape. I don't even know what I don't even know what I've done with that old pencil anymore. Initial flavor reminds me of beer. After flavor is nice on the wine. That giant green one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the mechanical pencil and everything. So yeah, that's the one. This is very, very nostalgic. I should be dating these. Yeah, all reliable, yeah. Wait, was that really what we named that pencil? I just remember just calling it piece of junk. but yeah, all reliable technically was all reliable technically would have been a better name for it. I used it for all of my writing projects and everything. I also used it for all of my schoolwork. I remember that specifically. The reason I was asking about the name and everything is because I need to add it to my list. Because I have on my list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 stories that I have on here. You use that for everything. It was very comfy to hold, to be honest. Yeah. Well, that was because I cushioned the daggum thing out with duct tape and everything, and I had a very hard time actually putting lead into it because it was one of those like weird pencils and everything. Like it's like one of those like generic pencils where you literally like break it in half in order to put pencil lead in it. That's why I like the one I have now, because you just take the top off of it. It's still technically the same design and everything, but it doesn't have that like It's actually one of these and not one of those that has the weird button on the side. But yeah, I'm still using Papermate. I'm still using the Papermate mechanical pencils just because I love those so much. But yeah, I've got 14 stories, and technically 2 of those are Seraphim Awakening and Seraphim Requiem. Yes. To be clear, the end of book 1 technically ended. Yeah, book 1 for Seraphim actually ended right here. Right here. Then the rest of this is book 2. And I still have to add some chapters into this because of a certain third POV that is specifically Xyla's twin sister. So I will probably be working on that for the foreseeable future because I'm almost done with that one. So, but writing multiple POVs is sort of weird because I've seen a lot of people do perspective and everything, and some of them will actually do first-person point of view for each different POV change, or in my case, when I was writing this and everything, I was actually writing it in third person for every POV because I still wanted it to be from, it was more of their perspective on a third person perspective story. So not sure how that will work out and everything, but I'm still writing it, so I'm still technically good and everything. So oh, I love this song. Okay, so this song has to do with Lux's visions and everything, but also when she first wakes up and she sees the tree. And do you struggle figuring out who to tell the story through, or do you find the multiple more freeing? Okay, so when talking about POVs and everything, and I was actually having this conversation, I believe with my friend Ellie. She when we're talking about her books and everything, all of her books are from first person point of view, but she does it from different characters. So, for example, chapter 1 will be from Xavier's point of view. Chapter 2 maybe from maybe continuing from Xavier's, or it could be from Willow's, and it's like. But she does it from like multiple POVs. She doesn't do 2. She does multiple POVs and everything. And I sort of envy her on that, specifically because she's got because I actually think she doesn't plan hers out. She's just a discovery writer like I am, I think. But I'd have to ask her to make sure to sort of verify that. But in my case and everything, when I was writing Arboriah Lux, I knew I wanted it to be from Lux's point of view, because Arboriah Lux is technically her journey of how she finds out who she really is. And the only way she can technically do that and to find out what Asterbloods really are is by just trying to figure out what happened to Silas's twin sister. Which is sort of... it's the catalyst for that little journey and everything is the vision that she has in chapter 3 of the book. So... and I knew that because one thing that writers will tell you when starting out a book and everything, especially if you look up different writing craft videos here on YouTube and everything, they tell you one of the most important things is that you don't start a story with the mundane. You don't start it with, life was normal and then this happened. You started out with a conflict. And that's what I knew I wanted to do for Arboriah Lux and everything, because Lux doesn't know anything about herself. And if you've actually read and finished the book and everything, you know why that is. You know why this journey is so important to her. But along this journey, everything, she meets a lot of people who become her family in a sense, and that particularly is why I think it's its perspective is very, very interesting and everything. And I actually am about to start writing a companion novel for Arboriah Lux that's actually going to be told from a Silas's point of view. And that's going to be interesting because I don't usually write in the male point of view. So that's going to be interesting in and of itself. But I will tell you this. I am experimenting with POVs and doing it how Ellie does hers in the rewrite for Kokuto and everything. And I'm actually very far in this one. I am actually very far in this one. I am right here in that. So that was actually a very good question, Courtney. Thank you. Because and the thing about it is that I think I'm actually going to elaborate on that a little bit more for a video and everything. Because while I am not an expert on writing craft, I do think it would be important for people to understand the difference of perspective and everything. But the thing about it is that perspective is what you take on it. Your perspective on perspective, as the case may be. So, yeah, that was a really good question. So that was a really good question. Have you started writing on any of yours, Courtney, or are you still having a hard time figuring out how to start? So the only reason I was asking is because we were talking about it, I think, like a week ago when we were talking about. Thank you. It's something I struggle with, and that helped me understand it a bit more. So thank you. Oh, thank you. I'm glad I was able to help. So I was wondering if you would ask that question, because I know that you were starting that you were wanting to start writing on your story with Dusk and Echo and everything, which I'm still interested in seeing how that turns out, specifically because that was something that you were working on when we were in high school, and I want to see. I'm so excited to see what you do with that and everything. So. And here's for all of our Game of Thrones fans. Hold on a second. This may be a very short song and everything, but girl, now I'm blushing. I'll message you with the DM more beats later. You do realize, Courtney, that I will get you on a laptop, and I will get you like on a split screen, and we will be talking about this on a live stream. Just fair warning. Just absolutely fair warning. Specifically because it's like, you should take pride in some of the work that you do. I mean, like, I remember being so captivated by these little snippets that you were writing when we were in high school and everything. And I was like, she'll probably publish a book before I do, but Now you need to publish a book, woman. Please. But I've got a lot of Game of Thrones music on here, I just realized. The main title and then Reigns of Castamere. Which, I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for, like, violin and cello music, so. Even though this is technically one of the saddest moments in all of Game of Thrones. But I did not like this particular episode. Ugh. Are you frowning? I can't tell what that is. I can't tell what that is. But I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, it's a salute. Okay. I thought for a moment I was gonna make you cry. I was so terrified. But besides that and everything, it's like it's a project. It should be a project that you're working on your own time and everything, because I will say this: when I was working on Arboriah Lux, I was working on it on every chance I could get, and even then I was having difficulties. I actually took an entire month off of writing it because I was severely blocked. If I actually looked through let me see if I can actually find the place where I got blocked at. I don't think I actually can now that I think about it. I'd have to read through this entire thing. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember where. I want to say it was later on in the story after the summer soiree, and that in of itself and everything was troublesome, because the thing about the script rewriting as opposed to writing an outline is that you're basically writing by the seat of your pants and everything, and that in and of itself and everything, when it comes to writing by the seat of your pants, you usually don't have a clear plot in mind. You're just literally just your writings. You're basically just brain barfing onto a piece of paper. And the trick is to separate the madness from the mystery. And I know that's a very weird analogy, because sometimes the two go hand in hand, but at the same time, it's like for how I wrote Arboriah Lux and everything, it was like I was writing it just to be writing it. I mean, like, I don't even think I had like a clear idea of what I wanted when I first started it. All I knew is that I wanted to is that this was a story that I wanted to write and everything, that I wanted to read specifically. So when I started on it, I just went headlong into it. But holy crap, when you look at my beginning paragraph and everything, I started it out sort of like how Miss Bridges would have us start out paper, like research papers and everything. It was like absolutely ridiculous. But I started it out like this. What is in a name? During ancient times, names were chosen to portray a parental physical trait passed down, a desired attribute for the child, or it was a name passed down through the generations. Names are a legacy, but I would soon learn that there are some names that hold greater power than others, and my own name, or the root of it at least, would be important to realms beyond our view. that's how I originally started Arboriah Lux and everything, but I knew that if I did it that way, it would come off more as like a showy piece of just like literary analysis, and not what I needed to be, which was a piece of fiction that not only immersed you into the story, but it made you want to understand what was going on. Specifically, in writing it from Lux's point of view in first person, that's what made it so important. Everything, you're not only following along with Lux, you're seeing the story through her eyes, and that's why I'm glad I wrote it that way and everything. So that in particular was actually very fun and everything. So there was that's that. Yes, for anyone who is who has listened to or watched the Twilight Saga movies, this is from Eclipse, and this is specifically another song for Lux and Asilas, but this is also technically a song for Cassius and the love of his life too, and some of the tender moments that they shared that you don't really get to see a lot of, to be honest. But when I write Anime Nexum and everything, I'm thinking of actually putting some bonus chapters at the ends that are more from Cassius's point of view or from Luxia's point of view, in those years where Asilas was still at the barracks, and definitely before Lux ever appeared. So I think that'd be a fun little treat and everything. Or I can do it on Patreon. I was looking at a video and everything for self-employment income for self-published authors and everything, and I was thinking about doing a Patreon, and then people who subscribe to Patreon and everything will get like these little bonus chapters and short stories for different points of view and everything. I mean, like I may do some from Estric's point of view. I may do a little backstory for Elaine and Miriam and Aelgrim and everything. It's just there's so many relationships that just like interconnect in Arboriah Lux, and I want to explore those further, but I can't specifically do that and make entire books out of them. They're just good for like those short little stories and everything. So that would probably be my dad in the kitchen or my mom. I'm thinking that may be my mother. Maybe. I don't know what they're doing right now. Okay, so playlist is ended. Okay, so that was the playlist for Arboriah Lux. Would you guys like to hear the playlist that I usually listen to when I am writing Seraphim? And also, just to relax my back and everything, sit up against my giant pillow and move you guys a little right here. So I may do some writing too, but I'm more interested in what you guys are wanting me to talk about. So I notice Michael and Andrew are particularly quiet right now. So let me turn these on real quick. You can never go wrong with pretty lights. Could you do snippet stories, quick, simple things that would show the world from the point of view from one of the other characters as a side thing, would add small detail to the story as a bonus, but could be sold cheaper to see about hooking people's tails in the book. Lets them try a snippet of the story before investing in the book. Okay, so that particular idea is more for a sort of a, I wonder how the rest of this story goes. Okay, so the thing about little snippet chapters like that and everything is that the two main characters for Arboriah Lux are technically Lux and Asylus. And for the snippet chapters and everything, those short stories would be more specifically about Luxia, would be about Cassius, and Cassius, his life with Luxia before before Luxia had appeared, and other stuff like that. It's sort of an incentive that authors use when doing like their newsletter and everything, or some people do it through their Patreon. And I have honestly thought about doing that, specifically because that I know I technically didn't do a good job of marketing when I was doing Arboriah Lux and everything. I mean, like, of course, I made videos about it every day, or almost every day as much as I could, and I did a lot of stuff on TikTok, and I just got done doing stuff on YouTube for it, and it's a little time consuming to be marketing all day every day for it, but it is something that I do need to get into the rhythm of, and that in and of itself is like another job compared to the job that I already have, which is mostly taking place at night and takes place usually 8 hours, or I do have to work 12 hours a day. So there is that. So, but yeah, I have thought about doing the snippets and the little snippet chapters and everything. So. My main source of marketing was actually the beta reader version that I put up on Wattpad to let everybody read them and give feedback on. And hold on a second. I want to see if I can get Justin, or not Justin Hunter. Yeah, I just realized that I should have one Mississippi. Really, Michael? Yeah, I just realized I needed to do another copy for a friend of mine who I actually used to go to church with. And I actually used to work with him at Little Caesars and everything. He's a very talented artist and everything. I love a lot of his artwork, and he's actually in the middle of publishing his own work as well. I want to say it's a graphic novel, but at the same time, I want to say it's just a regular. I want to say it's a novel like mine, but I would actually have to look into it. But he actually did some beta reading for my book and everything. So, and he went through everything, and I think he would. I'm trying to get him in on a live stream to see if he'll come in. I don't think he will. Maybe not. Who knows? He'll probably text me back. Okay, so how long does a book have to be before it's a novel and not a novella? I think it I want to say that varies. Because if you hold on a second. Michael, don't you dare say One Mississippi. I know what you're thinking just because you're the pun master. That's giving you too much power. Sorry. So difference between a novella and a novel. Difference between novel and a novella. Okay, so novel is a fictional piece in the prose of book length, typically representing. Okay, yeah, okay. Here it is. A novella generally contains more than 200 pages, while a novella is shorter than a novel. So basically, really, Michael? One Alabama, and then this. Okay, so one Mississippi and one Alabama. Okay, I guess I should have known from the Chaos Brethren in the chat. Okay, so to answer Courtney's question, a novella is typically shorter than a novel. A novel is usually 200 pages or more, whereas a novella is less than 200 pages. So basically, so for the original pamphlet, I will say pamphlet, that is Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is technically considered a novella because it is actually a very, very short and thin book. It is only, I want to say it was 150 pages. No, it was shorter than that. But crap, I can't remember how much. I can't remember how many pages it was. It's so odd. But yeah, typically a novella and everything is typically shorter, and I think the shortest one I've ever seen is like maybe 100 pages. But a novel and everything is usually 200 over. So, and when you go on to places like Ingram Spark or Amazon KDP, they'll usually ask you how many pages there are. And it does tend to get a little bit difficult and everything, but that's why I like using, I particularly like using programs like Atticus, because Atticus actually tells you, it does a very good job of like separating chapters and everything, but it also tells you how many pages there are whenever you're looking at the formatting side of things, and that will give you a very good idea of how many pages you've got. So yeah, that's another very good question, Courtney. I need to be doing. I think you're giving me more ideas for videos to do on the channel and everything. So I need to come up with like an entire like writing craft thing. Would love some artwork included in some short story novellas. Okay, yeah, I can see that and everything. I actually was thinking about drawing a map for Obsidia Tournament and everything when I was first thinking about the layout, but I never had the time to actually do a map for it. And if you actually look at some of the maps in other worlds in other books and everything, it's actually pretty complicated. But I have recently learned that there are some different methods that you can use to like create your own map. And a lot of people that I've seen do it a lot by hand. There is the rice method, which is they just usually take like a half a cup of rice, and then they spill it out onto a piece of paper. Then they trace around the paper, brush off the rice, and then do the details in after that. And I thought that was very cool. I seen another person do it too, but they do it with like round pieces of like dog kibble. I don't particularly like that method, but that's not the only method I've seen people use. But yeah, that's a fun little thing that I think you can actually use not only for storytelling, but you can also use it like in D&D campaigns. If you're like a traditionalist that loves doing drawing everything by hand, me in particular. So yeah, there's that. So because when I was doing the map for Terra Trova in our D&D campaign, I actually drew that entire map by hand. And I still technically wasn't even done with it. So got bit by something when I was doing my TikTok video today. But yeah, Courtney, I bet you would love some artwork and everything. So I've not drawn a lot in a while. Oh, I need to show you guys the okay, so you guys who are in the chat right now or who are a part of the Discord server, let me show you the artwork that I did for t-shirts. So those should be popping up soon in the Discord server. I put it under artwork. So, but yeah, those were two of the designs that I did for the Arboriah Lux merch. The first one is obviously Lux, and the other one is Asilas. I guess I can technically try to show them on here. So, there's Lux, and there is Asilas. I particularly like doing silhouettes and everything just because silhouettes made it a little bit more. Those are nice. Yeah, thank you. And what I actually did for those and everything before I put them on my phone to do in the digital art program that I was using. I actually drew those out by hand, and I will forever carry a sketchbook with me, just because I know I will always have an art idea. Right now, it's actually filled with like tattoo ideas. One of them I specifically want to get for one of my favorite Egyptian deities, just because I love his imagery and everything. And also, there is a particular story I'm working on, or I'm working out the mythology for, that actually has to do with multiple pantheons and everything. But because they're all somewhat based on pantheons in our world, but they also have but they've got their own deities and everything in each one. So I love coming up with mythology and everything. That's because I'm a big mythology buff. Courtney will probably be able to tell you that more than anybody. But yeah, I particularly like mythology. Mythologies are probably one of my favorite subjects. And if I had the opportunity to study it in Montevallo, I probably would, instead of going for art the entire time. So, but that is a folly of youth. So I am very glad that I did do art for as long as I did. But when it was getting too much for me, and I will say this. The teachers were not all that kind. So, but that's ancient history now. I mean, like it is important because it made me who I am today. But at the same time, it's just like it's something I need to put in the back of my mind. So, yeah, there's that. So, but this is really fun. I didn't think I would enjoy doing a live stream all that much, but I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this a lot. So I'm going to move the camera forward so that I don't have to. Yay! Hunter's going to be joining us. Yay! He's going to be joining us in about 15 minutes, so hopefully that's... And that will be 3 books I have signed for. That will be 3 books that I will have signed for my thing and everything. Do we have... Okay, person number 5 who just popped in, who you be? Who you be? Put your name in the comments so we can give you a shout out. Pretty please. Oh God. Oh, he always does this at the most inopportune time. A VTuber that I like is actually... I read these comments and it reminds me of a dialogue about moose in the credits of the Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, that is foul. That is foul. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Oh, okay. So, I really hope every single one of you know about the moose in the credits of the moose credits of the Monty Python and the Holy Grail bit, because that was probably one of their more funnier specials. But then again, I'm extremely biased. That was the only one I had watched for I think maybe 5 or 6 years before we found any of the other DVD specials that they had going on. I will still forever love the parrot sketch, just because the parrot sketch is just, I love John Cleese and everything, and he's like the man is just, they're all ridiculous in in that sketch. And it's actually hard trying to find the original and everything, and it's sad. It's sad and everything. I miss the original, so. Because I can quote the original probably very, very well. But the newer ones and everything, it's like what they do and everything is they change up how the lines are said. And I know it's supposed to be sort of improv and everything, but at the same time it's like you usually don't change a script every few times you do it, But then again, I am a writer who literally had to go through 3 different revisions after the book was done, so. And yeah, that is a dead parrot. It's still dead. No, it's pining for the fjords. Don't get me started on this, please. I'll go throughout the entire thing. Please don't make me do it. Because I'm trying so hard not to do it. Oh, I'm trying so hard not to quote the entire thing right now. Good Lord. So I'm trying hard not to quote the entire thing, because Jesus, oh my God, because that's not fair. That's not fair at all. And I know he knows that. I know that Flying Irish 66 knows that, but at the same time, he's doing this just to screw with me at this point. So my point exactly. But so who's person number 5? We know. Oh wait, no, person number 5 was gone. Coconut sounds. And that it is an original callback to Monty Python, because the Monty Python and everything, just like stop. You're naming all the classics for me, and it's not fair. It's not fair. That's so not fair. Oh my God, that's not fair. That is not fair at all. Oh my God, you are so mean to me. We are the knights who say me. There, I did it. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Don't you dare. Oh, I think I know what you're about to do. Please don't do what I think you're going to do. Because there are 3 specific skits that you like, and I know that you're probably going to add, because you've already brought up the dead parrot. You already brought up the knights who say knee. There's one more. we have shirts now. Wait, do we? Wait, shirts for what? Yeah, okay, so for those of you in the comments who obviously do not know, Flying Irish 66 is my father. So yeah, that's just him at his finest right there. I'll have to get him back on this later. Cuz shirts about, I'm trying to think of what shirts we have. I can't think of any shirts that we have. What are the shirts? The Knights Who Say Knee shirts. The Knights Who Have Knee have shirts now? Really? I want one. Please? I don't even care what they look like. Just like, I just want a shirt. That was practically my childhood. Well, somewhat my childhood, if you count my teen years and high school childhood. But yeah, okay, so I may have to look into those shirts, so, but so Hunter said that he should be, they can be purchased in exchange for a shirt. Yeah. You see, this is sort of the prop. Trade you for a signed book. All right. Okay, so here's the ultimate question for Flying Irish 66. Are you wanting your full name, or do you want me to sign out your full name, or do you want just your familial title? Tell me that, why don't you? I'm still seeing I'm still trying to see what he says and everything. Trade you for a signed book. Yeah, but while we're waiting and everything, I think I'm gonna put on the playlist for Seraphim. Yeah. I know you're live right now, you freaking tease. What was I looking at? Oh yeah. Distract me on my one track line. You were thinking about the shirts we have as a family that covers the swallow issue. I already knew that, but I already knew about the swallow thing. The swallow thing was hilarious, and that was technically Mom's idea. We can decide on the signed book later. So, yeah. But okay, so Seraphim and oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, I'm on my mind. Oh, she's hot but a psycho. Yeah, this particular song and everything, Mom definitely likes this song, and needless to say, it sort of fits me pretty well. Sort of fits me pretty well in a way. But this is one of the first songs on the Seraphim playlist that I've got. And this one in particular is supposed to be for Zyla and her twin sister Arena. So, yeah, if you're starting to think that there's a theme of twins and everything, I will say this: you are technically right. there is a little bit of a theme when it comes to twins. So I think it's just because it's like I spent most of my childhood alone, and I've always wanted a sister. That's why technically all of my lifelong friends I call sisters and everything. Courtney is a perfect example. I call her my sister. So I call her my sister. So because, and that's specifically because it's like we spent like the better part of like almost 5 years together in high school, and I have a lot of fun memories with her and everything. So that's why Courtney will forever be a sister of mine. So, another member of my little sisterhood, yes. Another member of my sisterhood and everything is a friend that I made when I was in college, and that is Angie. And Angie's not on right now, but I know for a fact that I'm thinking Firewalker and Blue W4 will be telling Angie about my little thing and everything, and my little shout out and everything. Angie's this song actually fits her well too, to be honest. But Angie and I are a lot alike in that we are very, very chaotic, but we're literally two peas in a pod. When I had my breakup and everything 2 years ago, before I got with Michael, she helped me a lot. She helped me a lot to try to get over it, and she let me stay over at their apartment before we went on a small excursion for my birthday. And this song would happen to be for the main OTP of Seraphim. I love this version of this song just because it's this is more from Phoenix's point of view than anything else. There he is. There's Joe. Joe, in the chat right now, you've got Courtney, you've got my dad, you've got my boyfriend Michael, and then I think I want to say, is Andrew still on the stream? I don't know if he's still on the stream or not. The reason I want to ask is because I wanted to know if he wanted a signed copy of the book to Michael. No. Thank you so much for your honesty. I'm guessing you didn't like the chapters that I sent you, huh? That's fine. That's fine. You're not much of a paranormal. You're not much of a paranormal dark fantasy reader. You're more science fiction, aren't you? I know Dad's science fiction. Yeah, Joe, you actually missed a lot. We found a very old story that I was writing when I was in high school, and that I particularly need to finish. We just heard this song on Arboriah Lux. There we go. Here's the delay there. You asked if he was still on the stream. He responded no. Then you asked if he wanted a signed copy. I think he stepped away after the first question. Okay, then.
You're the closest heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment.
One question. Okay, so the question was, Andrew, if you wanted a signed copy of my book.
I just don't want to miss you tonight, and I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's meant to be broken. I just want you to know who I am.
No thanks. Okay, yeah, okay. If he doesn't want one, he is entitled to his wrong opinion, however wrong as it would have been. Oh. Yeah. Thank you for the ever loving support and just chaos, Courtney. Yeah, this is why we are siblings. We will forever be siblings. So.
When everything's meant to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. Oh, I don't want the world to see me, 'cause
I should put some Matchbox 20 on this list. Unwell would have been perfect for this. Specifically where Arena comes in. Missed a bunch of fun. All hail Kathleen the Great. Oh! Wait, Courtney, I don't think you know Joe. Courtney, Joe, Courtney. Courtney, Joe is the role player friend of mine that I've known for the better part of, wow, it has almost been 10 years. Holy crap, it has almost been 10 years. I think it's more close to 9, but... This is definitely Zyla and Arena's song. Well, specifically... Well... No, this would be more for Brian and everything. Is that who this is? Yes! He is the Joe. No, the wrong Joe. No, that's the wrong Joe. Michael, this is the wrong Joe. This is Joseph Newell. Not Joe, who is Garfield's the Lasagna Devourer on Discord. No, this is the role player friend that I've had for the better part of a decade. And we've been doing a whole lot of writing projects. Right now, we're actually working on. Oh, hi, Joe. Okay, so. Joe, do you mind if I talk about the sort of writing project that we're doing right now? If you're still on. The reason because is that I think particularly Courtney would be interested in it. Interested in reading it because it combines because some of the elements and everything. Yeah, go for it. Okay, so Joe has been wanting to get into writing for a while now, and he's come up with this is actually his second story idea, and he doesn't know how to start it. So we actually started an online role play session for it, and yeah, you're interested in all things. Well, you're going to be particularly interested in this. This story has elements of the 1920s, and also otherworld creatures like the Fae, but also vampires, werewolves, and a very specific bit of folklore, because I did notice that he used Tanuki and Kitsune in it, and that is particularly and if you actually do look in some folklore and everything, they actually are technically Fae creatures, but they are technically what are called they're Japanese yokai, but they actually can be more attributed to the Fae in a sense. Don't accept gifts, accept gifts, don't say thank you, stuff like that. The usual Fae rules. Hunter! Yay! Hunter's here! Okay. Oh, no, wrong one. Okay, this is my friend Hunter, who is also an up-and-coming author and everything. Hunter, I can't remember all that much about your book. I might have to go onto Instagram and read it from there. Is that okay if I do a little plug for you? But yeah, everybody in the chat, this is my friend Hunter Johnson. We used to go to church together, and we also actually used to work at Little Caesars. Yeah, go for it. Okay. Let me sign out this book to you. Let me sign this book for you real quick. All right. Little Caesars Gang for life. Oh, man. Oh, can you imagine if Peter found this live stream? Oh, he would go nuts. Okay, so, Hunter, we may have to arrange a meetup if you're still in Jasper. And we definitely need to meet up sometime and exchange and just like exchange like writing tips and everything, because it's been a while. It has been a long while. But I will also give you a copy of the book. Okay, so let me get my phone real quick. Go to Instagram. I don't know who that is, but apparently they are going to the Alabama Comic Con. Interesting. Okay. Okay, okay, the link is in your bio. Hold on a second. Let me... There we go. Okay, so alas, I live in Georgia, but I visit Jasper all the time. Oh, okay. We definitely need to meet up sometime, like meet up on a weekend or something. Oh, your book is already out. Okay. I may have to buy this. It looks really cool. Okay, so Hunter's book is called The Broken World. And this is the cover of the book and everything. So this is particularly why I think Joe and Michael would get along so well, because of y'all's just absolute live puns. Okay, so The Broken World. Marilyn Rain sets off on an adventure with one goal in mind: find an ancient crystal that tore the world apart. With it, she can finally join the Explorers Guild and follow in her grandfather's footsteps. The only problem? Rain's never been an explorer before, and there is a lot to learn. Oh, and the Frost Dragon, that's a problem too. With the help of unlikely allies and a whole bunch of granola bars, Rain must complete her quest, because if she doesn't, then the broken world stands no chance of being put back together. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, so Hunter, this doesn't say, is this a graphic novel, or is this this isn't a graphic novel, is it? This is a I want to say this is an actual novel, or a novella technically, because it's 150 pages. I love the synopsis that you put for the book, by the way. That's brilliantly done. And of course, I know your sense of humor and everything. Nope, regular words book, novella type. Okay, yeah, okay. So I actually I may get a copy of it and add it to my reading list and do a book talk video about it. Is that okay with you if I did that for my YouTube channel? Because you were supporting me when I was still trying to do Angie's here! Yay! Angie's here! Hello, my beloved sister. Hello, hello, hello. Angie has made it. Oh, South Everything Great. Yeah. So yeah, Hunter, I will definitely buy the book. Let me see if I can actually. I'll buy it now, because I do have the money. Wow, first one to come up. I noticed you did it a hardcover and not a paperback. Is there any particular reason why you did it? Who did you publish with, or did you self-publish? Because I don't think I remember reading that on your Instagram post. I and the small one have arrived. Caught the synopsis of Hunter's book. Can't wait for that book talk. Well, Hunter and I have similar taste when it comes to fantasy and everything, so I'm looking forward to that. It was self-published, but I always wanted a hardback book similar in style to the classic Nancy Drew Hardy Boys books. Oh, okay. I'm guessing you did the self-publish through Amazon KDP, and you went with the hardcover book. I noticed that there was that option, but I didn't know of a lot of people who actually used it. So that's sort of why I'm asking and everything. But Yeah, Hunter and I have always been talking. I think we were always talking books and everything when we had the opportunity. And specifically genres. We have a similar taste when it comes to fantasy and everything. So I was happy that he was able to do the uh he was able to do the beta read for my book and everything on Wattpad. I was very glad that he did, actually. So, and I knew that when I published my book and everything, that I knew I needed to keep him on the list and everything. So it was and it was fun. It's so fun and everything. I had no idea, but Hunter, I had no idea that you moved to Georgia. When was that move? Correct. Just decided to go KDP for everything. I looked at Print Ninja there for a while, but went with KDP, it being my first book. Yeah, so I sort of did something similar. I went with KDP for my first book, but I also went Ingram Spark so that I could get like books in bulk. I'm still miffed about that email that I got. And the thing about it is that I need to actually do a follow-up email, because it's like the email didn't tell me specifically why they rejected my book. For if the wording is correct, they hold on a second. Let me see if I can actually find the email. Please be part of my rage. So let me go there. Here we go. Okay. So we appreciate your interest in having AWCB distribute your book. Your book was received and submitted to our buying staff after a very careful review. Unfortunately, it was not chosen to be added to the book assortment. We wish you best in sales and distribution. As stated in the submission form, all books are donated to Books for Troops or a local charity. Yeah, they did not give me a Rages Against the Machine. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And what happened with the email? What do you mean the email? The email for my book and everything. Okay, so last week and everything, I got a copy of my book, and I decided to, and it was one of the copies that I had gotten from Ingram Spark, and I sent it off to the American Wholesale Book Company to see if they would be interested in distributing my book. Well, yeah, that was basically the email that they sent back. And the thing about it is that they didn't even tell me why they had rejected it. So either tomorrow or either tomorrow or Friday, I need to write a very calm and detailed email asking why they rejected my book. And I think I actually know. There's a specific like 1-letter error in like one word later on in the book. It's either that or it's that I didn't apparently fill out the paperwork correctly, which is insane because this paperwork may look simple, but yeah, this is the paperwork and everything that I got, and they did not they were not very helpful in how it was supposed to be perceived. I will get angry on your behalf. Thank you, Angie, so much. Our local rage goblin. And mini rage goblin, I understand. You have the baby with you. It's particularly why I'm trying not to cuss on this live stream. So I think I've actually been doing a really good job and everything. This has actually been. I've never heard of AWBC. Do they just distribute books to stores or something? Okay, so when I was trying to get my book distributed and everything, I went to booksamillion.com, and there's a little tab down at the bottom for authors and publishers, and they get you a link to new title subscription or new title submission, and that's where this this paperwork comes in. It's only one sheet, and it's basically asking you for all this information. But the thing about it is that some of it's so small that, like, if you wanted to put like the entire synopsis of the book on there and everything, you would have to do it. You would have to actually download the PDF and then just fill it out on the computer, print it out, and then send it with a copy of your book. So yeah, it's very, very complicated and everything. I may actually go just from here on out, do Amazon KDP from now on, because I like this is what the book looks like if you get it from Amazon KDP, and this is what the book looks like if you get it from Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark, they went with the cream color pages, whereas they went with the white pages for Amazon KDP. Now, I think Amazon KDP actually has the option for cream color pages, but I wanted them white. You know, Irish white. I know, very bad racist joke, but I digress. But either way and everything, I am glad that this was a very good learning experience for me for publishing my first book. And I may do a hardback version of Arboriah Lux later. And I may try to do it for my other books in the future too. I may just specifically go Amazon KDP from now on. Nah, you're good. She can't understand. Hardback, you say? Yeah. So yeah, Amazon KDP for the longest amount of time actually went strictly paperback books, and then they have in their beta, right now, they have hardback. And okay, so Hunter, how did you do the formatting for your hardback? For the hardback on KDP and everything? Because is it the same as paperback, or did you even touch paperback? You didn't touch paperback, did you? You only did hardback. I love reading y'all's comments, by the way. Y'all's comments are absolutely sweet. Yeah, Courtney, I see those eyes of yours and everything. You're specifically wanting that for just collectibles. I did put a paperback draft together, but it's virtually the same as far as I can tell. Mine is the price difference. Okay, yeah, okay. That's what I was thinking. Well, I guess I know what I'll be doing in the coming months and everything. So, Seraphim, I still need to work on the art for Seraphim and everything. I've got a good draft. I've got a good first one out, but I want to do something a little bit more personal for the thing. Because, okay, so for those of you who have been with me for the start and everything, you guys know that this is the first cover that I designed for Arboriah Lux. That's the original cover that I designed. And then when I sent it off to getcovers.com and everything, they sent me this. Or more specifically, this. So what I came up with for Seraphim, if I can find it, because I want to say, is it under downloads? No, it's not under downloads. yeah, this is what I came up with for. Sir, hold on a second. Let me see. Did I actually? Nope. Okay, so this was the book that this was the cover that I came up with for Seraphim. And you see the little bit of a theme here. I was specifically doing symbolism and everything, and that's what I wanted the first covers to be about, because the covers are all about symbolism. But super cool covers. Thank you, Hunter. So that was and I'm still trying to come up with the one from Morningstar. Morningstar is supposed to be the third installment of the series and everything, but it's actually a prequel to Arboriah Lux. It is actually Morningstar is actually a prequel to Arboriah Lux and everything, and I still need to come up with a cover for that. And I don't know if I want to do like a star with a tail that makes it look like a comet, or I want it just to be like a regular, like, elongated 8-pointed star. But that's something to look for in the future, because I've not even started on the first draft for Morningstar yet. I'm working on Seraphim, but I'm also working on Kokuto, the rewrite for Kokuto at least, and I'm also working on like 17 other projects, and some of them I've not even started yet. So that's what's been on my plate right now. And I've also got books to read, and I've got I need to start on Pearl of Emerald, part of Ellie Rain's series, and get that book finished so that I can do a book talk for that. My next book talk, I think, is actually going to be about the Chris DeLacy series. Because Chris DeLacy did all the dragon books, like The Fire Within, Ice Fire, Firestar, Fire Eternal, stuff like that. So only 17 other projects. Oh, that's just the ones I have written down, Hunter. Those are the only ones I have written down. Because ones that I just recently found was one of them is called The Intermediary. Another one is called A Bloody Loop. And The Bloody Loop is interesting because where all my other stories have sort of a fantasy element, this one's actually more based on horror. So anyone who absolutely loves psychological horror and everything, and like thrillers and everything, that's primarily going to be for those psychotics. So for those psychotics out there, Angie, my pockets are yours. Don't say that, Courtney. Don't say that. I've already got so much to do. And another writing project, Hunter, that I'm actually working on is actually one that I was working on when I was in high school, and that I actually never came up with a name for. I found this, and I found the rewrite that I was doing for it and everything. So I'm thinking about starting on that one again when I get to a good stopping point for Seraphim, which is basically just finishing the entire thing. Yeah, Angie, I figured that you would like the psychological thriller and everything. So should I go ahead and tell you guys about A Bloody Loop, or should I just wait? Of course, I already know the answer. Courtney's going to say yes. Andrew's going to say yes. And probably the others are going to say yes if they're still paying attention. So always tell. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so A Bloody Loop is sort of like Groundhog Day meets Happy Death Day, but it's a lot more. There is a small bit of fantasy in it. For any of my former tell us all the ideas you have. A writer's mind is a fun, little chocolate-filled room of chaos. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes it's not. It's not chocolate. Okay, so A Bloody Loop is about this woman who goes on a business trip with all these colleagues of hers, and they're all very close friends. Well, they're all out for drinks that first night, and before the conference starts, and they meet this man who's supposed to be the corporate entertainment. A lot of conventions like this have entertainment. It could be magicians, it could be comedians, it could be just whoever they decide. And what they do and everything is that they end up meeting this man who's supposed to be the corporate entertainment for one of the nights there at the conference, and he is a magician. He is a very talented magician, and he takes a particular shine to the main character, our beloved heroine, who has absolutely no idea what's going on. So, the reason I call it a bloody loop, if you heard my little simile before, is that he is absolutely obsessed with our beloved heroine, and every single time she rejects him, he kills her and starts time over. Well, this one instance, she actually does not get killed by him. She actually dies in an accident before she even has the chance to reject him. So distraught is he that he rewinds time and time loop. Yeah, that's it. This time she remembers what happens the first time, or she remembers what happened this last time when she died by accident. So it's basically an entire it's an entire story of how she's learning from her mistakes to try and not only save her friends but also stop this absolute madman who is obsessed with her. So I love a good time loop. Yeah. This one was particularly interesting because I remember I was having a dream while I was listening to, and you're probably going to think I'm such a psycho for saying this. I have a Yandere ASMR playlist that I listen to sometimes when I sleep, and ironically, it actually does help me sleep. I have absolutely no idea why, but it's good. It's good brain fuel. As I like to say, I like listening to ASMR whenever I sleep because it always gets my brain in the mood for writing. When I came up with the idea for Arboriah Lux, I was actually listening to ASMR audio by Kamuyama VA. So nowadays I listen to a lot of Rikami's ASMR, even though his is a cross between Yandere and just like dumb boyfriend passion, and I don't understand why I like that particularly, but hey, my brain. ASMR helps me write so much. Yes, see, I'm not the only writer who does it. But yeah, I love listening to ASMR and everything because ASMR and the music that I listen to both help me out a great deal. ASMR sort of helps me get through the blocks that I have that sort of are still like tucked inside my brain while I sleep. And it sort of unravels in a way when I listen to it when I sleep. And for whenever I'm awake and everything, I either listen to a designated playlist for WIP or I listen to a Wandering Thoughts playlist. When this one ends, I'll get to one of the Wandering Thoughts playlists that I've got, because I may actually go to the new one, because the newer one has it's got some VTuber music stuff on it. So because I listen to a lot of VTubers now. Rikami is actually a good one. He not only does ASMR videos, but he's actually got some really good covers out. He did an English cover for the Chainsaw Man theme song. So I would definitely recommend listening to him for that, because it's so good. It's so very, very good. I need to try this. Courtney, if you do decide to try this, I have a playlist that you might actually like. Kabuyama VA has a particular playlist called Crossroads. And that's basically a long playlist of all of his stuff that's all fantasy related. Hollow VA also has some good ones. The Hotel Sanguine is actually one of my more favorite ones, and that one actually ends very sad. So I remember listening to it. I finally I actually had woken up, went on the final episode of it and everything, and I cried. I cried so much. Bloody Groove reminds me of the betrayal knows my name. Just sans the weird yowie, not really yowie. Yeah. So yeah, that's actually a very interesting take on that, Joseph. Do I need to be concerned? But I can actually attribute to a lot of the ideas that I've had to ASMR that I've listened to and the dreams that have come out of it. The Mortality Companion is actually a very good example. The Mortality Companion, I'm actually doing the rewrite of that right now. The Mortality Companion is about this woman who's an empath, and she works at this place called the Other Side Group, and she is a mortality companion. And what that means is that she basically helps other humans, like Fae, elves, vampires, demons, and stuff like that, get reacclimated into society, or get acclimated into society if they're coming from their world into the human world. So I'm guessing you're starting to all see a theme for this. The Mortality Companion I can actually attribute to Angie's little bit of handiwork from the Streisand effect. But that was more based off of your campaign, Angie, is actually more based off of yours is more based off of D&D and everything. There's not a lot of satyrs that actually show up in this. There is let me see, all the ones that have shown up so far. There is a wolf shifter. We're about to get into a dark blood awakening. There's the high elf woman who is just basically the work mom that Caitlin has. And then there's the half demon that works at the conservatory, which is a very, very ironic name for the place that houses the coffins of all of the sleeping vampires. Let me bless you. I love the dynamic that you did for your D&D campaign and everything. A sort of modern take on magic and everything, because it's like most campaigns that you see and everything, they're all based in like these medieval worlds, and where you took it differently was that you made it more modern and everything, and that was something I wanted to try out, because I'm not very good at writing modern. I'm not good at writing modern at all. But what time is it right now? It is 8:04, ladies and gentlemen. We have been on for 2 hours. Modern day fairy tales are my jam. Yeah, they are. It's like, that sort of reminds me of something that was like, that's sort of very, very cliche and very uncomfortable to watch. But have you ever heard of the 10th Kingdom? If not, you need to look it up, because it's kind of funny. But at the same time, it's very ridiculous, because the main heroine and everything, it's just like you wonder why she is the way she is. So to all my anime buddies out there, you know how in for isekai and everything, we're like, why do you want to return to your own world and everything when this world is obviously better, even though there's like so many more dangers? Yeah, that's basically what the 10th Kingdom is all about. Oh, and this is a rock version of the main theme to Game of Thrones, which I thought was perfect for Seraphim. I have a retelling of Beauty and the Beast that's more focused on the beast being an immortal, morally gray, cursed human being, and the only way he can break his curse is by learning to love another, even though he's sort of pessimistic in that he thinks no one could love him, even though he's so incredibly beautiful. But the thing about it is that it sort of takes a shine to Shrek because at night he remains human and everything, but during the day he's this massive creature, and I actually decided to base the creature off of a Whoopertinger. And if you don't know what a Whoopertinger is, look up. It's basically like a jackalope, except there are several different ways to make a Whoopertinger. There's like one that I saw was like you have like the front half of a rabbit, the back end of a fox, the snout like a slightly longer snout for the rabbit. It had like fangs, and it still had like the long rabbit ears and everything, but it had like antlers. And to me, I think it's just a very fascinating creature because not a lot of people know about the Whoopertinger, and it is actually a part of Germanic folklore. So much like the Leshen. So, and I've actually got a story about a Leshen too, because it's like there's some monsters and creatures out there that deserve love and everything, just because it's like all of their mythology is sort of like soaked in like just like absolute chaos and misery. Whoopertinger appreciation. See, Courtney knows what I'm talking about. Whoopertinger appreciation. Yes. I actually think I had one drawn. I want to say I had one drawn somewhere, but I don't want to look for it. Not right now, anyway. But yeah, that's specifically for the Beauty and the Beast story that I'm doing. So, and of course, our beloved heroine and everything. Holy shit. Sorry. Yeah, my phone sort of blew up while I was not listening, while I wasn't paying attention. Why did I add this song on there? I don't know why I added that one BTS song on there, but it's like it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so I said we would be going to Wandering Thoughts New. Let's see where this takes us. No. Ooh, YouTube gonna get you now. Oh, hush. Okay, we're right now listening to my Wandering Thoughts 2 playlist. Wandering Thoughts 1 has way too many of the songs that I have for Arboriah Lux on it and everything, so I thought we would do with one of my newer playlists. But I don't think of any other stories that I can tell. Oh! Wait, how many of you guys know about Kokuto? About the story I was doing for Kokuto? Oh, by the way, we lost Joe. He had to go and he had to turn in. He's got work in the morning. But how many of you guys know about Kokuto and everything? I want to say a good bit of you do. Because Courtney, I think I was writing it while we were still in college at Bubble State. Hunter's the only one that doesn't know about Kokuto. Okay, so Kokuto particularly is an old manga I was trying to draw, and that I fell off the grid with. And that's one of the sketches. This is one of the sketches that I have I'm actually basing one of the newer characters off of for the rewrite. Yeah, I drew that like a good maybe 4 years ago. I haven't heard of it. Maybe my memory is... Yeah, your memory is kind of bad, Michael. And that's not throwing shade at you or anything. That's just stating hard fact, unfortunately. So, but let me see. Okay, so for Kokuto and everything, I will show you guys a random page of the original panels I was doing. Not that one. I particularly liked how I drew this one and everything, just because it's like I drew like all of these were like very, very fun to draw and everything. So, hold on a second. Let me get to the sort of beginning here. No. I was very, very edgy when I drew this. Like, I was like unnecessarily edgy. You cannot go wrong with simple plan. Okay, so here is a page. I had like very crappy lettering work done in the day. So I do anything to hold you in my arms. I do anything just to fall asleep with you. Marry. Yeah, I drew like a lot of these. As edgy as paper. Why are you back? I'm unnecessarily edgy now. What's your point? Well, this is more like, because it was like, this was like all really good stuff and everything, but at the same time, it was just like, why? Trying to find a good, there we go. So, yeah, this is one of my more favorites. Now, Courtney, you say teenager, but when I wrote this and everything, when I was writing this, I was like turning 20. I did have a lot of fun drawing this and everything. I sort of want to get back into it. And I mean, like, I've got the manuscript for it and everything. Well, the script that I drew for it and everything. But look how many pages that I wrote, that I drew. That's a lot of freaking pages. I'm still in the middle. I was still trying to learn how to like do chase scenes and everything. I'm not very good at drawing chase scenes. So this is one of my more favorites because it really shows Lennar in action and everything. Because he's a Grim Reaper soldier, and he's able to use his feathers as throwing knives. That was particularly a very fun little bit for me to do and everything, because it's like I had to remember. It's like, okay, I remember how to throw. I remember how to throw throwing knives and everything. I've seen people do this. I've seen people do this, and I've seen people do like very weird things with throwing knives and everything, but it was really fun. It was fun to do and everything. So if I can get back into drawing again, I'll probably finish this. I'll probably like do it on a bigger scale too, instead of like doing just this. But yeah, I remember the dynamics that I had for it and everything. And Kokuto is basically, because I showed you the pages and everything, but I never actually should tell you about the story. So Kokuto is about, it was one of my first instances in ever experimenting with the concept of alternate Earth and like alternate Earth history. You do any digital art? I do not. Not necessarily. Hold on a second. My more recent work that I've done digitally, Hunter, is... Hold on a second. That's not it. Is the stuff that I've done for my channel, and specifically I'm doing for t-shirts. For that one's the one for Lux, and that's the one for Asilas. Those are t-shirt designs, and I still need to come up with I still need to go onto the website that Ellie was telling me about to upload those designs and everything, because I want to make those into t-shirts. So specifically like light color t-shirts and everything, like the darkest you'll get is like maybe maybe a gray, like a light gray, but I have thought about actually drawing out all the pages and everything, and then getting them on my phone, doing digital art there, and then putting them on webtoons. But I am not very talented to do webtoons, and then plus that would only be a one-time thing, and I don't think I can just do that for the one time. So, and I'm more of a writer at heart anyway, and not an artist. I mean, like, I love drawing, don't get me wrong, but it's like I found myself that I have to be in the mood for it, and it's like, and it's in that mood, like, sometimes never comes, and sometimes it comes all the time. So it's, yeah, it definitely is one of those things where I have to be in the right mindset for it. But I'm more of a writer, so I will have I have numerous notebooks to prove that, and I have even more to show that I have, and that I am now an officially published author. So I tried to do a couple of webtoons, but each picture takes me days. Yeah, that is particularly the reason. This is my favorite version of this song. Peyton Parrish is like a master of doing songs like he did like an entire thing of Disney songs, but he did them like rock versions. This is Colors of the Wind and everything, and I absolutely love this version. Sorry, I can't stay. Gotta go. Gotta get the angry mini goblin down for bed. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. So, we're still up to 6 people. Love you, Angie. Love you so much. Tell baby Mia sweet dreams for me, even though she wouldn't understand. And I hope she also enjoys hearing her aunt just talk absolute chaos on the channel. So, but hey, Hunter, do you know that I have a Discord server for my YouTube channel? Or are you even on Discord? I don't think you're on Discord, are you? I've been using that as sort of a networking thing, just because it's like I'm on a lot of Discord servers that allow self promo, so I've been doing a whole lot of stuff on there. Oh, we are down to 5 people now. Oh. Mostly for games, but yeah, I'll check it out. Okay, so I actually have the link on my YouTube channel. Go to my community tab and search the page. You'll find the logo that's up here in the corner, and that is the logo for the Discord server. Join us on the server. Yeah. Yeah, I post a lot of the links for my YouTube on there. And I actually didn't do any for the YouTube video, or not the YouTube video, the TikTok video that I did for my live stream. So, but I actually dressed up all in cosplay and I dressed up in a cosplay that I did for Lux and everything. And Angie actually, or not Angie, Courtney actually got to see the video, and she loved it. So, ooh. I actually was planning on doing the entire cosplay, but I don't think I could handle that for 2 hours because it was so much to get on. Specifically that skirt. Don't get me wrong, I love the skirt and everything, but at the same time, it's just like, oh my god, it was unbelievable. Yeah, I'll join. Okay, so, yeah, and I need to contact Abby and get her address. I'll try to contact her on TikTok because she and I are friends on TikTok. So, and she was wanting a cover of the book. She was wanting a copy of the book too. So, but I'm glad I at least got to sign 3 copies of the book at least. So, and I will say this: thank you guys for at least making it our most 6 people, because I knew some people would be able to make it, and I knew others wouldn't be able to, and I knew others just simply wouldn't care. But I'm glad that people just I'm glad that. I'm glad that you guys were actually here to come and hang out with me. Otherwise, it'd have been a very lonely 2 hours. so, and this is fun. It's fun doing this and everything, because I'm usually on the side. I'm usually on the other side of the screen, just browsing the comment section and not actually being a part of and not actually doing the live stream myself. So hopefully we'll get hopefully we'll get more subscribers and everything, and we'll do more videos and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. Of course, it's been really fun. I'm just impressed you know 6 people, because I don't think I know that many. I actually know a whole lot more than 6, Hunter. But the thing about it is that not a lot is that all of them are either at work right now, they don't care to watch my stuff, or they are from the church, in which the church actually would probably qualify as all 3. So. But I'm slowly networking and everything. I'm actually going to Magic City Book Ball to do more networking, to make more author friends and everything, and hopefully get some more advice on marketing and stuff like that. So, but because I am hoping to one day make this full time. Because 1, that's always been a dream of mine, and 2, for me and everything, it's just like, I was having some difficulties recently at my job. Jazz on the clock. Okay, so this song in particular has become a recent favorite of mine, and it's by a VTuber group. And this is one of their. This is not their debut song. Their debut song was "Hope in the Dark," but this is called "Jazz on the Clock," and it's their song that came with. They came out with. I want to say last year in October. But my favorite character, I've got two favorite members of Luxium, because that's the name of their group and everything. Yeah. But yeah, Hunter's having the exact same problem I am. I have been told by many people, Hunter, that it takes time, and it's and the thing is that it also counts more on quality than quantity, and just studying the market and figuring out what's going on and everything, and what's popular and what's not. But another thing I've heard a lot of authors say when giving advice and everything is that it's write the story that you want to read. And to me, that's all that really matters and everything, because my entire YouTube channel, I talk about the art of storytelling, specifically because it's becoming a lost art and everything, and it's something that I think. Were we kicked out? No, we were found. We are on. Why are we on? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so where was I? I talk about the art of storytelling on my YouTube channel, and that in and of itself is it's becoming a lost art because of, and it in a way and everything, it's sort of escapism depends a lot on the art of storytelling, and I want a lot of people to learn about the art of storytelling and to be inspired to write stories of their own and everything. In fact, one of my writing projects is actually a story about an author, and she's a first-time author trying to get her book published, and she feels imposter syndrome. So in order to stop her from having imposter syndrome, she's pulled into the story of her own book and everything, a story that she had written many, many years ago. I'm really working on trying to get the first 5 books out so I can market the series as a whole, and I'm trying to add a lot of content like on my website to see if it'll get people interested. I'm having trouble with the website thing. How did you do your website? Did you do Wix or did you do like Squarespace? I'm thinking about actually investing in Squarespace and everything. But my friend Ellie and everything, when she was doing her author website, she did it hers through Wix. So how did you deal with the website deal? Money falling from the sky. I'm gonna live with no regret. I'm gonna give all that I get. I'm gonna live and sit. The best is gonna happen. Reality check. My rent is overdue. Yeah, I love to have it good. Now you say, sorry, baby, we're through. Hello to now, why don't you stay for a while? Kick off your shoes, 'cause I'm not gonna sing the blues, yeah. I'm gonna live like I can fly, I'm gonna laugh until I Hunter, about the marketing the wholesome books and all 5 books of the series. I don't think that's actually very wise. You technically can do that, but it's like each installment of the story should leave your audience wanting more. And of course, I am by no means someone that you should take advice from, because that's like, I am fellow struggling author here. But it has been my experience that you shouldn't have to rush going through your books and everything just to market the entire series. It should be something that takes time, because your audience will want to read it for the quality, not the quantity. So. But that's just my little 2 cents on it. Whew. But besides that and everything, it's okay. I think we're going to be on for another maybe 29 minutes. I'm planning on ending this at 9 o'clock. Okay, correct. But if I was reading that, one of the things about the book sales is that the book 2 is going to be your biggest advertisement for book 1, and so on. Interesting. I've not thought about it that way. Well, either way, it's all that you decide that you want to do and everything, so. Hope in the dark. So I'm excited to see how everything works out for you and everything, because you've been working on your project for a while too. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense and everything. I'm excited to see where you go with your series and everything. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping to actually start on a series, because all that I've really got are singles out right now, and Seraphim is actually going to end up being 2 books just because of how long it is. So, I'm almost done with that composition notebook, and that in and of itself I wasn't even done with a full composition notebook when I wrote the first draft. The second draft is probably going to be, for Seraphim, is probably going to be longer than 2 composition notebooks. Yeah, I've already written those books, just got to polish, and I'm saving money for editing. Yeah, I am going to actually... Who did you use for editing and everything? Because I didn't actually use any editors. I self-edited everything, which is probably why I'm having so many problems with this book, but I digress. I particularly use Pro Writing Aid. Pro Writing Aid is one of my more favorite ones to use. I gotta catch up on Arian Hunter's Warrior series in high school. So readers will not mind a wait if they like it. Same with the Redwall series. Enchanted Ink Publishing. They have the highest quality for the most reasonable budget. Interesting. I may look into them for an editor. How much did it cost? Do you remember how much it cost you? I'm going to be getting off. I have more things I need to do before I go on. All right. Bye, Michael. Bye, Michael. Bye, Michael. And tell your brother to behave, and you behave, and vice versa. But yeah, the Warrior series, and the Warrior series is actually still going on. Yeah, the Warrior series is still going on and everything. She's not ended it. I think she's in like her I think I want to say she's in her 7th series of books. Highly recommend EIP. It's $850 for a line edit, $400-ish for a copy edit. But I had it developmentally edited twice before with someone else, so I haven't used them for that. Interesting. I did something weird when I did my editing, and I know that you probably won't do this because you're more smart when it comes to how to do your edits and everything. I edited everything. I edited all my books myself and everything, and I was using Pro Writing Aid. When I did the first draft, I did the first draft entirely by hand, and then when I went through to do the revisions and everything, annotations, I did those by hand, and then I rewrote it by hand. So that was draft 2. Draft 3 was when I was rewriting it on the computer, and I was editing as I went. And then after that, I did chapter by chapter through Pro Writing Aid to make sure everything was technically grammatically correct. Yeah, now we struggle. So, yeah, I think she's like in her 7th series of Warriors right now, which is really, really weird because it's like, I think she actually has gone back in time a little bit. I want to say she's actually gone back to the beginning of the clans and everything. I want to say, do not quote me on that. But so I stopped the series before that one, the one that goes back to the origin. I never read the past. Huh, interesting. I think I stopped. I'm gonna say I stopped. When they were going to the new habitat and everything, and that was early on. I want to say that was like yeah, I personally will not try editing myself because I'm not too close to it all, and genuinely I could not see some of the mistakes I made, and having extra eyes on my work has been my biggest help. Yeah, that's what I did when I was doing the beta, when I was doing the beta reading and everything. The beta reading was sort of like people going through and reading and catching all the mistakes and everything. So that was a very big help to me. And I actually had someone in my writing group on Discord actually help me with some of those edits and everything. Because they were doing their feedback and everything helped me actually more develop my story. The only reason I didn't do anything, I didn't go and do anything editing wise. I didn't hire an editor or anything. It's just because I took breaks in between all of the different editing sessions that I did. Like the first time I went through and did the editing session, I made sure I went through all throughout Pro Writing Aid, and I did every single chapter that way. And then afterwards, I took a break on it for about a month, then went back to it and reread the entire story. There was someone I was watching recently who who said that they're what authors usually do when they go through and they do the edits themselves is that they actually change the font to go through and reread it that way, because it actually makes mistakes pop out more. Like a lot of people change their font to Comic Sans. I read all of the little extra backstories of some of the cats. You could probably do something similar for characters in your stuff and extra content if they have enough going on to fill a book. Well, they typically don't. The only one that technically does have enough to fill a whole book would be Asilas, and then his book is going to be Anime Nexum. So, I'm getting tired. I think we may actually end it here in a few minutes because I'm getting kind of tired and I actually have to clean up some stuff before I go to bed, and I actually return to work tomorrow. So, yay! But yeah, I need to. I probably need to go here in a few minutes, guys. So. I changed fonts probably 30 times. 30 times? Is that like an estimate or is that like an actual cow hunter? You concern me a little bit. Bye, Courtney. Yeah, Hunter, I think I'm gonna actually head out for here a little bit, but if you want to continue this, you can hit me up on Messenger or on Discord. And what a wonderful way to fill the song to end this broadcast than the parting glass.
Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I have, they're sorry for my going away.
Cool beans, great live stream, good luck writing. Thank you, you two guys. Bye guys. For those of you who are probably watching this late and everything, this has been Kat the Crow-Winged Author, and we were just celebrating the official release of Arboriah Lux, which actually would have been the official release if Amazon KDP actually decided to do pre-order for their paperback books, but I digress. Bye guys, have a very wonderful time, and we will see you next time. Bye.